healthcare is flatlining this year. The group is the worst performing sector in 2019, up just 6%. This after it was the best performing sector in 2018. Check out some of the sickest stocks in the sector. Biogen, the biggest loser, down 20%. CVS, Cigna, Bristol, all falling hard as well. So we thought this would be the perfect time to play one of America's favorite games. Not overstating that. Trade it or fade it. All right, I think we understand the rules by now. It's been a while. So, Guy, we're going to go straight to you.
Love this game.
Biogen down 21%. Trade it or fade it?
Trade it means I want to buy it, right? No, I'm just making sure, Melissa, because I don't want to confuse the people at all. Well, trade it, Mel!
Very good,
You'll be like, what are you, nuts? I mean, that Alzheimer's thing, that was huge for them. And yes, it was huge for them. But I said it a couple weeks ago when it happened. Alzheimer's is the holy grail out there for these biotech and pharmaceutical companies. Okay, they missed. There are other things there. They just announced a $5 billion stock repurchase plan. Valuation is ridiculous. You had huge volume on that big whoosh day. I think it traded close to 22 million shares, which is nuts for Biogen. They might be in the crosshairs of an acquirer, or they might acquire themselves. So I say trade it.
Hey, look, I hate to push back on you on a day when your tie is the same color as the carpet. But look, Biogen, like all of the big biotech stocks, even with the great balance sheets and the ability to buy back stock, have done largely nothing. Biotechs outperform with the smaller names, the ones actually that have either one or two drugs that are in the pipeline. This doesn't help the pipeline at all. If anything, it puts more pressure on them to do a deal. And as much as I've liked this sector, too, frankly, I'm getting kind of tired of this routine. I don't see a lot there.
I think it's dead money. I think it's dead money for a while until they, I would fade it. I think that's how we play the rules. I think you fade it, you leave it alone, you let it wilt on the vine. If you want to be in the biotech sector, maybe go to the NASDAQ Biotech ETF, because those are the ones that are going to be acquired. That's the way I would play.
So the XBI ETF.
XBI, I believe it is. Yes.
All right, next up, Tim.
Yes.
CVS, down 17% year to date. Trade it or fade it?
I'm going to trade this one. Look, this has been a very sick stock. It's been a sick stock ever since they acquired Aetna, and it looked like they were creating this new blueprint for how you actually put pharmacy and healthcare together. And then this deal that happened earlier the week, the one that's been announced, so the WellCare deal directly competes, and it's a contract that actually could probably not get renewed for CVS. By the way, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's a low-margin contract for them. I think people have priced a lot of bad news in here. And frankly, at this point, this is a company that actually has a lot of cost savings, and they're going after the assisted care business, which is probably the place a lot of these guys want to be. I kind of want to own this one here. Trade it.
Because it's so bad, it's good. I mean, maybe there could be a balance here. I'm just so afraid of the PBM business, right, which is such big exposure for them, that maybe it bounces. It's cheap. It's a well-run company, but I really don't want to have that exposure to the PBMs.
All right. Guy?
It's been grim death since summer of 2015. It's been basic, right? I mean, if you look, it's just been straight down. So I don't know what's going to change. But if Tim wants to trade it, by the rules, be my guest. He's not going to trade my Biogen. I'm not going to trade his CVS. So there. Fade it.
Yeah, it was the tie graphic. It was the tie comment, wasn't it?
Okay.
Tit for tat.
Yes.
This one's for Chairwoman Cigna.
Right.
It's down 15% this year. Trade it or fade it?
Well, it's really very similar to the CVS story. They did the Express Scripts deal, right? That's a PBM. I'm really afraid of that business. I mean, I also, with all the talk of Obamacare being repealed or not, I actually think at the end of the day, it will not be repealed. So all of these may bounce, but it'll just be a bounce on that.
Trading or fading? Sorry.
I'm fading. There's a long-winded way of not answering the question.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Chairwoman. I think you fade this. I think the pharmacy benefit manager exposure is a problem. I mean, it is in the crosshairs. It is, if you talk about who's the evil one raising drug prices, it's the pharmacy benefit managers in the eyes of the politicians. I just don't want to be anywhere near it. You fade it.
All right. Bristol Myers Squibb, down 8% this year. This one's for Beakers. Trade it or fade it?
You know what? I'm going to go 4 for 4. I'm going to fade this one. And I'll tell you why. It actually got some decent news today. They were able to get some of the activists out of there. Everybody agreed on one thing, but the stock went nowhere, right? So, again, like every other name in this sector, it looks horrible. They're wilting on the vine. That's not something BK wants to buy.
He's like the Dan Nathan of Friday night.
Best money. A lot of vines.
Seriously, he really is.
Salty Brian.
Salty BK.
Salty BK today.